beautifuls, this is Aromie here, and welcome back to Seduce Me 2. Now we are back to see who we are heading into. I turned right and headed down the hall, greeted by more fantastical decor. The hall became longer and longer as I continued to walk. However, I suddenly stopped at the sound of a shout.
Beware my evil reign and bow to your new overlord!
Alright, we walked into the fair, girl. What the... I turned towards where the shout was erupting from and saw a door ajar. As I peeked into the room the door led into, I stared at what I had saw. A floating creature was standing over top of the table that held a map and miniature pieces, as if someone had set up a strategy board game. The creature was playing on top of a red marker, as if the marker was their moment.
I will rule the entire world, and no one can stop me, because I am the Demon Lord!
As it switched to a different personality, the creature quickly jumped and floated over to a purple marker, striking an exaggeratedly sexy pose.
Oh no! I will stop you with my massive boobies and butt powers! I will rule this world, not you! And everyone will love me!
Oh my god. I watched as the creature bounced back and forth between pretending to be the Demon Lord and Diana, lost and intrigued as to how small and quick they were.
Your boobies cannot scare me, for I have a penis, and penises ward off fear.
Alright.
You may have a penis, but I have an army that practically worships my overly curvy and ridiculously perfect body.
Oh my gosh. I stifled a laugh. This was actually rather amusing to watch, seeing the creature imitate that Demon Lord and their own leader.
Then come here, and I will show you the true power of a Demon Lord. Soldiers, attack!
I stared as the creature suddenly formed multiple little miniature soldiers on opposite sides of the table, using magic to make them clash and smack against each other as if an invisible child was playing with them. There was even more small squeaky stuffed animals and glass figures smacking and crashing together. It was a chaotic little show.
Oh no! We're being overrun! Do not hold back! We'll beat him! The pain! Why? I see it! I see the light!
Alright, I couldn't stop the laughter from erupting my stomach. I began to guffaw, amused by the little show I was witnessing. The creature in surprise pooped into a cloud of smoke before appearing and falling back over the side of the table in its regular size, or at least what I assumed to be their regular size. Whoa, I'm sorry, are you okay?
Yep, I'm okay.
The creature managed to hop up and started floating again behind the table, giving me a thumbs up as if nothing was wrong. Their clothes were a bit disheveled, but they gave me a toothy grin.
Hiya!
Alright, hi. Sorry for disturbing your,
Huh? Oh, my game. It's okay. I was just getting to the good part.
The good part? The creature nodded before leaning over the table and rearranging all the figurines that still remained on it.
Yeah, when Diana kills the Demon Lord and takes over the world.
Oh, the way they put it made it seem like Diana was going to be an overlord. Was she really trying to take over the world? The creature looked at me and chuckled.
Oh, you don't know what's happening, huh? Well, we're all fighting the Demon Lord, and by we, I mean me and Diana and the others. But anyway, we're fighting the Demon Lord because he's a tyrant and we don't like tyrants. So we're gonna kill him and take over.
Cool. They made it seem so simple and so joyous. You guys are really gonna kill him and take over?
Huh? Duh! The Demon Lord is completely crazy! He's burnt down so many villages and destroyed so many forests! He's only causing us harm! That's why we have to stop him!
The creature then put the purple marker next to the red marker, glaring at both.
We have to kill him before he hurts anyone else.
With a flick of their wrist, they used a purple marker and knocked the red one over violently, making it skid across the table towards the edge. Just from the look on their face, they seemed peeved about the Demon Lord. I would be too. Hell, I already was. You all will win. The creature looked up at me before letting go of the marker and placing their hands behind their head with a grin.
You think so?
And I with a reassuring smile. They seemed confident enough to battle the Demon Lord, and if it was for the best, then it had to be done. The creature nodded back to me before yawning.
So, you're getting married, huh? You're getting hitched.
Huh? I stared at them, unsure of where the change in topic came from. The creature laughed a bit.
Don't tell me you forgot.
Oh, no, it's not that. It's just where did this come from?
Well, you are heading home tonight. This is my only chance to ask why.
Why what?
Why get married? I mean, I know humans are different when it comes to marriage or whatever, but marriage is still a commitment, right? That's not different from demon marriage, but it's different and stuff and yeah! Why get married?
I stared at the creature, unsure of what they were getting at. Yes, marriage was a commitment, but it was something I was willing to do, especially with Damien. I placed my hand over my heart, feeling it pulse loudly for the man I loved, and smiled. Because I love him.
You love him?
Yes, I do. The creature stared at me as if I had 3 heads. Was what I was saying wrong? No, it could have been it because it was true. And yet the creature continued to stare at me oddly. Well, I guess in their world, it doesn't really matter since everyone's just like making love with anybody for energy. What?
Huh? Oh, nothing. It's just weird.
What's weird?
Love. It's just weird, okay? But if it works for you, that works, I guess. It's not like I'm the one getting married.
I stared at the creature, unsure of what they meant. However, before I could question them, they yawned and stretched out.
Alright, I'm gonna steal some snacks. You should head back to your room or whatever so that Diana doesn't catch you snooping around. She doesn't like snooping. Or was it swooping?
The creature shrugged as I nodded. It was probably for the best that I returned to my room. I knew my way back, so I left the room and returned to my room. I remained in my room until the night came. I was given food, which looked like soup. The woman who gave it to me apologized, letting me know that the food was scarce until the upcoming harvest, which was a couple of days away. Being that I was only staying the day, I didn't mind much. I was more concerned over what was given to eat. It was some sort of stew with mysterious chunks swimming in its broth. It smelled surprisingly good, but who knew how it tasted? Let's just try it. I gulped and I had to try it. I had to eat. I hadn't eaten in 2 days, even before I came to the demon world. I was pretty certain Diana wouldn't poison me now, and I was fairly sure that she wouldn't serve me anything disgusting. I lifted the spoon that was sitting in the broth, letting it capture some of the stew as it rose. I mean, it wasn't terribly scary to look at. I gulped and slowly brought the spoon to my lips, feeling the heat and I hate this word from the stew. A knock rapped on my door, breaking me out of my train of thought. Huh? Come in. The door opened to reveal Diana with a plate holding things I recognized. Bread and cheese. I let out a heavy sigh of relief before Diana
I
laughed.
suggest not trying that. As good as it smells, the taste would not sit well with you.
What's in it? Instantly, I moved the bowl to the nearby table, thankful that I did not have to try it. Diana handed me the plate and nodded, reassuring me that what was on it was indeed and was what it seemed.
It's not much, but it's human food. Eat up.
Where'd you get human food from? I will. I began to chow down, feeling the hunger in my stomach dissipate. Dissipate? With each bite and swallow, the food I was eating surprisingly was delicious. As I began to crave something to drink, Diana chuckled and formed a small goblet in her hand, filled with clear liquid that I assumed to be water. I took it and drank it down, feeling my thirst quench before I let out a sigh. I feel so much better.
I can tell. Take a moment to finish eating, then we'll head for the ritual.
I looked up at Diana, suddenly excited. Everything was prepared for? Was it possible to go home now? Oh, that. As if she read my mind, she smiled and
We
nodded.
finished the main preparations. We just need to head over and we'll start.
Cool. I couldn't continue eating. My mind went into an obsessive frenzy of wanting to go home. I stood up, moving the plate and goblet to the nearby table. Let's go.
Huh? Are you sure?
I nodded, not wanting to waste any more time. I needed to get home and I was tired of waiting. Diana stared before nodding and heading for the door, opening it for me and exiting after me. As she closed the door behind her, I began to feel my heart flutter in relieved joy. I was heading home. Diana led me down the corridors to the wardroom where I had originally arrived to reveal the table, covered in plants and artifacts of different kinds. None of it made sense to me, but I had to only assume it was what was needed for the spell to work. Diana walked to the table and took note of what she saw, nodding.
This should work.
You're in doubt?
Have to be after the last time we tried sending her home. Do we have a human anchor?
No, you're on your own this time. But we'll make sure you survive casting it.
The spell should work, however, because we'll be using energy material. It will only require a slice of your energy on top of these items, which your guard can refill immediately after this.
Just make sure you don't die casting it.
Diana smiled at her guard before turning to me.
So, are you ready to return home?
Yep. She didn't have to ask. I'm ready. Diana nodded once more before returning back to the table. She lifted her arms over the surface and lowered her head, muttering under her breath.
Otome portas, apriat nobis, largiatur exidium, desiderium.
As she spoke, the table began to glow as did she. A dark purple aura began to surround her form as she lifted and arched her head back, staring at the ceiling. A glimpse at her eyes made me gasp. Warm golden orbs covered her blood-red irises, glowing with magic. She was deep within the spell, and I could see it slowly draw energy from her body. The items on the table began to gleam wildly, light orbs floating from them and dancing in the air above the table's surface. They began to weave back and forth with each other, almost as if the lights were dancing to a silent tune. The other demons stepped back as Diana moved her arms up and pointed to the dancing lights. Her finger pointed into the air, leading the lights to follow where it directed obediently. She drew a dark circle in the air, and the lights followed like a perfect trail, spreading out and forming a large void in the air. As they finally stopped moving, they burst into a bright light, causing the demons and I to cover our eyes from it. It engulfed the room but died down just as fast, revealing a small tear in the air. Diana quickly leaned forward and dug her hands into it before pulling the tear apart, revealing my bedroom. Diana continued to pull the tear open, while giving enough space for me to jump
Hurry
through.
and go through! This is your chance!
I wasn't going to let it go to waste. I gripped the bottom of my dress and rushed forward, using momentum jumping to the air and forward towards the void. I could almost reach it. I could feel the air conditioning of my room right at my fingertips.
She will never leave this world alive!
Demon Lord's obviously upset at us. The Demon Lord's voice rang through the air just as I saw my fingertips pass through the tear. What stopped the rest of my body was a red light and force, forcing me and Diana back from the opening. I felt my body fly backwards and slam into the wall before I landed on the stone ground. I heard Diana as well land beside me with a painful thud. I looked up and felt my heart break as the tear became wrapped in red lightning, zipping itself closed and vanishing into thin air. No, this could not be.
That should have worked. How could it have failed?
We must have missed something. Was there anything we had forgotten?
No, I verified everything myself.
Then why was the Demon Lord able to overpower a gate spell?
I highly doubt you know either, brute.
Stop fighting! We need to make a plan and all of you are just being stupid! Stupid!
Are you all right, Azayah?
Zaire, that's her name.
I'm fine.
I was too lost in my mind to fully understand what was going on around me. I was so close. I felt the other side. I had almost made it home. Why couldn't I go home? Diana's grunt of pain next to me made me shoot my head towards her, and I watched her slowly push herself off the ground and glared at the table.
The Demon Lord must have done something more than simply bring her here.
What could he have done?
Now, the Demon Lord is incapable of doing anything of the sort. His lackey imps must have done something to her.
Probably cursed me with something.
A spell?
A curse.
Yep, knew it. I looked to the rabbit woman, seeing her stare wide-eyed at me. The other demons stared at me as well, and suddenly I felt like I was on display. Was something wrong with me?
She will not leave the demon world alive. He must have placed some sort of curse on her to prevent her from leaving this plane. In order to leave, she'd have to die.
What? My mind went blank. The demon lord really cursed me? Was I forced to stay in this world until I died? I could never go back?
Are you suggesting a barrier curse?
That would explain the red energy that sealed the tear.
Dark magic like that requires.
Blood of 1,000 demons. He must have sacrificed part of his army to cast a curse on her that would prevent her from leaving.
Wow.
The Demon Lord is that desperate for her. The only way to break that kind of curse is to kill the caster, the Demon Lord himself.
She's trapped here until this war is over.
My body began to shiver violently. The Demon Lord killed 1,000 demons just to trap me here? Why? I slammed my fist into the ground and began to scream. I want to go home. Why? I could feel the sympathy and anger in the room, but I didn't care. I was beyond livid. I was far past broken. I was seeing red. Oh, hello? As my voice ripped through the air, a bright light erupted through the room. Once again, everyone covered their eyes, but Diana quickly scrambled to get on her knees and covered me with her body. She held me tightly as the light invaded the space and slowly began to fade. As the light finally died, everyone moved their hands to see what had happened. And there was a white tear that was slowly opening. Facing down towards the table, something was coming. I could feel it in the air. The guard summoned his spear and pointed at the tear, glaring at it and gritting his teeth.
Something's coming!
In reply, Diana summoned what looked like a saber and placed it in front of us.
Ready yourselves! It could be the Demon Lord!
The other demons in the room readied themselves and stared at the tear, either holding a weapon or preparing a spell. I felt the air change, becoming heavier as the tear began to grow. The energy around it began to pulsate, making everyone in the room that much more tense. I stared at the tear as well, frightened as to what was coming. Was it the Demon Lord? His minions? My mind began to cycle through fearful ideas of what was about to appear. Oh, the sweet voices. My heart almost stopped. Falling from the tear and landing on the table were the 5 incubi brothers. They were piled on top of one another, having come through one at a time. However, as the last brother landed, the boys fell to one side, toppling off the table and landing on the floor. The rebels around me stared at the fallen pile of incubi, confused and surprised. As the tear in the air closed, the ogre man was the first to lower his sword.
What the hell?
Who are they?
Careful, they could be the Demon Lord's men.
No! The rebels looked to me as I stood up, Diana following and still protecting me. I stared at the boys on the ground. They all looked dazzled and a bit shell-shocked from having fallen twice in rapid succession. I almost couldn't believe it. They were there. There they were, right in front of me. My mind couldn't help but remember how I had first met them. They had all been onto the floor of my mansion, unconscious and wounded. But now they were in front of me, in the demon world. I know them. Oh, hi, guys. I stared at the one I was meant to marry, seeing him slowly shaking his head and rise from the ground. They came to rescue me. He came to rescue me. My heart became overjoyed and full of warmth and happiness. I was going to go home. I don't know how. The question was how. As the sight of the boys kept the demons' attention, a second tear opened above them, causing everyone to look up. 4 women dropped down from the tear and somehow managed to fall into the arm of the incubi behind Damien. What? Excuse me?
Whoa!
Carrie?
I gotcha.
Oh, wait, are these the girls that, I think in their Kickstarter, if you donated a certain amount, you get to be featured in the game?
I gotcha! It's okay!
Eric!
Love, I've got you!
James!
Whoa, are you alright?
I don't know how I feel about this. Why are they here? I stared wide-eyed. Their wives came too? Oh, right. But why? I watched as the boys and girls finally planted themselves on the ground. Before looking around, Damien's eyes locked onto me, and he hurried towards me. Damien! I swerved around Diana and rushed to Damien, meeting him halfway and wrapping my arms around him tightly.
I'm so glad you're safe.
I took in his scent, his warmth. He was here in my arms, and I couldn't have asked for anything more. Damien seemed to feel the same as he wrapped his arms around my form and buried his face in my shoulder. We are gonna give him a squeeze. I tightened my hold on Damien, silently expressing my love and happiness at seeing and feeling him again. He squeezed back lovingly, peppering my neck with kisses. And this is where we are going to stop. You guys are probably angry at me, but we are officially back with Damien. Happily back with Damien. And I don't know what's going to be happening next, actually. Anything could happen at this point, but we are all here with all the brothers and their wives. Don't know why their wives are here, but I guess it's to make sure they can't fall in love with us, type of thing. Like a love triangle, since we're technically not married yet. So anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. Thank you for watching. Stay beautiful, and I will catch you guys in the next episode.